Okay, so ignore the noise, but we got all of our switches ran to our relays and loomed. So that is a nice clean finish there. Obviously we'll loom this. I'm gonna do this at the end because we still got 2 more wires to go off of each relay, which is what we're gonna start working on now. But yeah, I'm happy with the way that turned out. Looks really good. We're getting the jam box in here, the big old speaker.
Jam box. I'm not sitting in silence.
Yeah, we gotta get some music going here. But anyway, we're starting to work on cab lights and the Starlight. We're keeping the Starlight just because, I don't know why, because I am the way I am. I'm weird like that. And then after that's gonna be the turn signals, tail lights, brake lights, which are gonna be a bit of a learning curve for me, not gonna lie. Not really sure how that's gonna work. I'm gonna do some research, talk to some people. I'm sure it's not too complicated. But yeah, we're gonna keep working on those, and we'll check back in once we are done with those. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do a distribution block for the grounds. So all the grounds for the relays will come to the distribution block, and then one single ground wire will go to the battery, which obviously that's just there temporarily, just to check things. That's about where we're going today. So we're getting some loom on, as you can see. Finally, I kind of start to see like what I was trying to do here. These wires turned out clean. I am gonna have to do something with these. You know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We got a lot more wires to put on here. 5 more actually, but we got all the grounds done to distribution block, and then we'll just obviously 1 ground wire. And you know, tucked across the bottom of the cowl. So I mean, when you're actually standing there looking at it, you barely see it, but you do see it. It's not perfect. Can't really complain though. I do like the way it's turned out for as many wires there are slammed in there. It's really not bad. Working. We added another relay because we need 1 relay, 1 for this wire's tight. I'm gonna loosen this, but anyway, 1 for each side turn signal, so your left and your rights each needs an individual relay. And then I got 2 flashers here. Didn't come with mounting brackets, so I made some because sheet metal is what I do. Pretty simple. Anyway, so we're making the little ground harness to ground to the distribution block as here, and we got that pretty well done. Just gotta put some quick connectors on there to connect to our spades, and I'll come back when that's done. Okay, so we got the rest of the relays mounted up, and then obviously this is our flasher, and this one's our flasher as well. So pretty much these intercept the main power, and then just basically an on-off flash to give you your turn signals. So it's just pretty much 2 little jumper wires, like so, that'll jump from the flasher to the relay and just kind of intercept the main power that goes to the lights to give you that flashing effect. Here is the scary mess, but we have working turn signals. And then, I don't remember which switch is which. So, yeah, gauges for number 2, and that's cab lights as well. And then one of these, I don't have the last 2 hooked up, not using them as of now. And we also have taillights. So we have taillights, turn signals. The brake lights are also all wired. All I gotta do is figure out for the pedal sensor and get those connected. And then we have everything working but headlights and front turn signals. Number 3, which is our running lights. So that'll be our tail lights and our running lights. Okay, it's been about another 10 hours since the last update, and I don't want to go too long, but I don't want to be doing like every update every 30 minutes. So we got working switchback running lights for the front headlights, and then come around to the back. We have taillights obviously working, or yeah, just like your running taillights. And third brake light. Turn signal there. So we are starting to get close. Right now, I'd say I'm probably around the 40, 45 hour mark of wiring. I'm starting to enjoy it, weirdly, which is kind of odd, and I was not expecting to begin to enjoy it, but can't complain. Everything's starting to look really, really good. It's kind of a mess, but that's I'm going to clean it up last, and hopefully I can get it cleaned up pretty good. And we got headlights, turn signals on the driver's side, and then the trans cooler fan and lift pump, and we are done wiring. So then we're going to go back and start working on the engine again, but I'm going to be really happy when the wiring's done. I will say that. We got some things done with the truck today. I've been sick as can be the last, I don't know, week at least. You can probably still hear it in my voice. So I haven't really been filming much, haven't been working on anything. But I did get the heads dropped off at Pake's, which is a local machine shop to me, to get valves redone and resurfaced. And I went down to Dan's, talked to the guys from Dan's for a bit, and they washed up some of my valve covers and intake runners and small stuff. So we get some small stuff done today now that I'm starting to feel better. Hopefully we can get back to working on the truck. The trans should be here end of next week-ish, hoping. I'm really excited for that, because once that's here, then it's go time. It's not going to be long until this thing's back together. So I just realized I have not talked about my trans like at all really on the channel. So here we go over it. I bought a 48RE with the conversion kit from Suncoast and a bolt together converter, anteater from Andrew, which is, he's out on the West Coast. Good guy, really easy to deal with, and sounds like I'm getting a killer deal. Well, I know I'm getting a killer deal as long as everything's as he stated, which I trust him. Talked to a bunch of people, they trust him. So it's an fat output, billet intermediate, 35 spline input with a custom built Gorin bolt together converter that will bolt right to my flywheel on the Duramax. 2800 stall, so it should be no issue to spool the big single. If it is, gonna have a spool jet this year, so I'll probably just use that regardless. Saves on heat and saves converter life. And then it comes with the Suncoast adapter kit for the rear cover and for the transfer case on the tail housing. I don't know that we're going to be using that because it's set up for an 01 to 10 T case, and obviously mine's a 13, so I don't think it's going to bolt right to my T case. But Andrew did include the T case out of his LOI in with the trans, so we can use that. Or we might just bolt a factory 48 converter right to the back of it if it lines up with the front diff, which I'm not 100% sure on that. That'll be some trial and error once it gets here. And then we'll most likely have some drive shafts made for it. And then really it'll just be DMAX swaps throwing together a standalone harness for me, where they delete everything out of the ECM. They delete the TCM, they delete the glow plug control module, they delete the ABS, I believe. I know they delete the trailer brake system. So we'll have none of the things that hold an LML back. None of that will be there anymore. Real simple harness. It's just ignition and 12 volt power to the starter. Simple as it gets, and it's all plug and play. So that should be a really, really, really good setup for what we're trying to do. The plan as of now, because I like to make things difficult on myself, well, not really difficult, but I think a full manual valve body with a ratchet is going to be way more fun to drive, and kind of adds a little more of the skill aspect when it comes to racing. So we're going to sell the Muldoon's 220 PSI auto valve body and get a Muldoon's full manual constant pressure valve body. Already been talking to the guys over there. They're awesome to deal with. Everett sent me over to them. So yeah, so when that gets here, we'll be selling that and the anteater and getting a ratchet and the valve body from Muldoon's. Last year we were fighting TCMD fuels, ECMD fuels, slow shifts. Like, I could not get that trans to do what I wanted it to do. And that's a whole other topic for debate. I'm sure the other LML guys out there understand. Some people have had good luck, some haven't. I think a lot of it has to do with the big single. It doesn't like the RPMs. So we should be negating all of that, and it should just be, it should be a ripper. It should work exactly how I want it to. We're also going to go through and reseal the engine. I had been fighting an oil leak from actually where I drill and tapped when I had compounds on for the oil drain. I tapped into the upper oil pan per Worley's instructions. And I wish I would have just got the lower oil pan. Fighting that oil leak where I tried to plug it for the last year and a half and to no luck. So I just got a whole new oil pan, or not new, but new to me. And we're gonna front cover. We're gonna redo the front cover. One of the upper oil pan bolts stripped out of the front cover, so we're gonna tap and helicoil that. And yeah, it should be a complete refresh, front to back. It should be stout. It should be a really, really, really good setup. I mess up the order of these videos because I am going to be doing 2 different videos and recording kind of at the same time. One's going to be kind of a trip that we're doing to go pick some stuff up. And the other one is the exciting news. I got a shop, finally, 40 by 30. It's been a long time. I've been working out of a 1-car garage and got a killer deal. Honestly, really, really good deal. And I'm splitting it with one of my good buddies. So we'll be moving in. I'm gonna load the truck up today on the trailer, and they said I can move in tomorrow. It's been a long time coming, so I'm super, super excited to have all my own space. Everything can be organized now. No more just stuff piled on top of each other in a 1-car garage building a, you know, competition truck. It's just not ideal whatsoever. See how little room I actually had to work with. Anyway, it's on the trailer. Gotta get the tire pumped up. Got the enclosed. Gonna start loading up the enclosed with all this right here. Just closed on the shop, and today, well, today's not moving day, but I'm moving some stuff in today. We gotta grab the key, and then I got my enclosed trailer, as you guys can see, filled to the brim with all of my junk. And boy, there's a lot of it seems like. 26 foot enclosed, filled front to back. Got here. I actually haven't even seen the place, so you guys are gonna see it same time I am. So let's go. Hold on, quick appreciation for this setup. Yeah, I also got a paintable front bumper, so we're gonna get that color matched. Finished doing the valences here. Probably do the mirrors. Yeah, I love this setup though. All right, let's go in. Here's the loft area they talked about, so we should be able to fit 2 trucks in here. It shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, we can fit 2 side by side in here. There's plenty of room. Oh yeah, shouldn't be an issue. Worst case, we could back one in this way, especially since Dylan's a single cab. Looks like we have, okay, we can plug a welder in there. Kind of a shitty place to have it, to be honest. I'd rather have been over there by the workbenches. Got an area for a paint booth, transmission tear down. We're gonna be doing everything right. Come up into the loft. There is no lighting. Oh yeah, there's this light switch right here. Still no lighting up here. But, well, there's a little bit, but this will be a nice hangout area, storage. We are gonna insulate it, most likely. So the walls are already insulated. I can already see that. The ceiling is not. There is gas ran in here. Okay, so we're setting up. A lot of shit laying around. That stuff's getting washed, so it's just gonna stay there for now. Just line the walls. We'll have to come back and organize everything. Toolboxes in, snowmobiles in. For sale, by the way. Someone buy that thing. 11.5, 450 miles on it. I don't know. I think we're gonna be a lot tighter on room than I had first imagined, but it's definitely gonna work. I think so 1 truck's gonna probably go into here, right, facing this way, forward. That'll probably be Dylan's. Not 100% sure yet, depends on length. Height, I'm not worried. We're both pretty low, so that shouldn't be an issue. And if we need just extra height, we can always back one out and pull one in here, not a big deal. 1 truck in here. That gives both of us plenty of room to work, which is kind of something that I kind of want to focus on because I've never had room to work on any of my vehicles. Now, is this place perfect? Is it? Yeah, I would like a 80 by 60 shop or something like that. But you work with what you got, especially in this area. Land's so expensive in this area. I will be buying a shop probably by the end of this year, but it's just so expensive. So this will do for this year. Got some banners coming. Big shout out to the guys at AirDog and Mason for they're shipping me out a banner for the shop, which is really cool of them. They're not a sponsor per se, but they always take care of me. They always make things right. So they've been awesome to work with. All right, Kai, what do you think?
Well, it's pretty good.
It's not a one-car garage anymore.
Yeah, I've got so much more space to work.
Yeah, like, so I got my flatbed in here, or my flatbed is in here, and then still got the truck in here. Got the engine over here.
You'll have Dyke's truck.
Yeah, we're gonna have another truck in here. So Dylan's truck's gonna go in there the opposite way of mine, facing this way, and we'll get it a lot more straight. I had to get my trailer in here to get the engine unloaded, so I pulled my truck in there just to make it easy. And then my truck will come in here. Toolboxes will kind of be there. Workbenches will be there to lay everything out. And we'll have some room to lay stuff out over here. I got a big 4x8 table I can use. And then that corner is gonna be the trans room. So we're going to plastic that corner off to build trans or whatever, refresh trans, whatever we gotta do there. Engine's gonna go together this weekend. That'll be ready to drop back in, I don't know, probably by Tuesday. I'll be dropping that in. So our first order of business is going to be getting lighting. I want to get like at least another 10 lights in here because the lighting sucks. The truck made it here, which was kind of a surprise. I don't know, in case you couldn't tell, I'm exhausted. Been a long day, a lot of moving. Guys came up and worked today. On top of that, I've been moving all day. As you can see, I'm filthy again, as always. And yeah, loft's pretty kick-ass. I don't know if I showed that yet. Okay, so we're back at the shop. It is currently Thursday, and we're gonna get some stuff done today. Some small stuff. I'm gonna do some front brake pads on the Dodge, and we're cleaning up some of the powder coated parts, try to make it look somewhat pretty. The boost leaks definitely took their toll on the powder last year, as you can see here. Now, from here, they don't look bad at all. But when you get up close, you can see, you know, like this stuff doesn't really, this really doesn't come off. It don't matter what you do. That shit does not come off. I mean, you can sit there and scrub for days. And I did, and it's not coming off. See the same here. But from here, it looks good. That's the whole idea. Yeah, soaking stuff in here. You know, you can see how thick the soot was on. So doing what we can. And yeah, and then our next step is to work on the engine, which is going to be a project. We're gonna get it down on the ground. Actually, we're gonna get it down the engine stand, sorry. And then we're gonna do lower oil pan. We're swapping the lower oil pan. Now, 3 years ago, per WC Fab's instructions, I ran the drain for my atmosphere charger, tapped the oil pan, and it never sealed, always leaked. So then I deleted it, and then I tried running a bolt through it with an O-ring, and that still leaked. So then I tried adding gasket maker, that leaked. So then I tried JB welding it, that leaked. So we got a new oil pan, we're done messing with it. I'm gonna fix it once for all, no oil leaks this year. Okay, so we've been working here for a bit. Upper oil pan is off. No moss, thank the Lord. Upper oil pan, that won't take but a bit to clean up. And then we're gonna slap her back on, put the front cover on, start putting accessory brackets and getting this thing ready to go back in. I'll have new heads by Sunday. Heads will be ready to go on. I already got gaskets, already got studs. All good there. Okay, so here's the new upper oil pan. Well, new to me anyway. Anytime I'm doing oil pans anywhere where there's gasket maker used, I always come back and thread chase all the threaded holes. Just clean them out, make sure they're good. Don't want to be stripping any bolts, especially because this is cast and they do strip pretty easily. So obviously this is for the lower pan on this side. So this is threaded. So we're gonna clean these all up real good and get this ready to go. Okay, all these threads are in really good shape. Now where these bolts bolt to the block, we're gonna come back with a thread chaser and do the exact same thing on the block. Okay, so this is all cleaned up. Now we're gonna come back and just wipe everything out with acetone. Make sure the inside of here is clean, no gasket maker or anything like that. And yeah, just wanna make sure it's a nice clean surface for the gasket maker to bond to. Okay, so we chased all the threads on the bolts as well. This one's really bad. I don't know. It was getting into the girdle, I think. So I'll have to replace that one. But we're going to get our gasket maker on. I prefer, well, it's a lot fucking easier to me to buy it in the caulk gun rather than the little tubes that you're sitting there squeezing your fingers as hard as you can to get it out. So a lot easier this way. Just that's what I do. Okay, so last night we finished up the upper oil pan and the lower oil pan unsealed. And now we're going to move on to the front cover. As you can see, we had some issues with our balancer seating, which was allowing excessive play in the tone wheel here. And it was, you can see it was hitting on the oil pump here is what it was hitting on. Some marring, nothing too bad, nothing to be too concerned about. Okay, so starting with our front cover, we do have some of these threads are stripped out, as you can probably see here. Thread this in, it's real loose. Let's see, now what you want to see. So we're gonna get a helicoil in there, get that taken care of. The helicoil in, now we have full thread engagement. You can see no play in that bolt. Helicoils hold tight, been proven time and time again. Plenty enough for this. We did get the front cover on here. Fan pulley, which that needs to be replaced. That's shot. Water pumps back on. SoCal coolant bypass, which has kind of been a pain, but we gotta get some AN lines made. That is for the coolant wastegate, so that way it doesn't overpressurize the block and crack the block. I'm trying to film 2 videos at once, which has kind of been difficult for me, first time trying to do it, but I did already get the heads. Heads are here. They are ready to go on very shortly. But this is where I'm going to stop this video. We've got quite a bit done this video. There was a little more talking than what I usually do, but I wanted to explain the whole setup with the trans. Just got to get the valve springs from my old heads swapped over to the new ones. And then valve covers on. And that engine is going to be going in very, very shortly. And I'm currently leaving to get the trans in about 10 minutes. So when we get back, we're going to slap the heads on, engine in, trans in, then all we'll need for first startup is the wiring harness. I did get Dylan's enforcer motor over here as well. That is here. As you can see, we are packed up and ready to head to Diesel Truck Wars. That video will be coming out probably in 3 or 4 days after this one's posted. Thanks for watching. Kind of a boring video, but next one's gonna be a lot more exciting with some racing content, which will be sweet. We're gonna have a good time down at Diesel Truck Wars, so stay tuned.